Between 6 and 9 months, your baby's hands will go from random grabbing to skilled coordination, and it changes how they eat, play, and move. Hi, I'm Cherrick, a pediatric physical therapist. I believe that the moment I lay my hands on a baby, something shifts, not just in their muscles, but in their brain. Through movement, I empower parents and caregivers to spark cognitive growth because movement builds minds. Today, we're talking all about fine motor development in babies between the ages of 6 to 9 months. This is an exciting stage because your baby is starting to use their hands not just for exploring, but for doing. They're not just grabbing now. They're transferring from one hand to the next. They're poking their fingers. They're pinching. They're even trying to feed themselves. By the end of this episode, you'll know what fine motor milestones to expect, how to support them with fun, practical activities that you can do in your home, and how to work with their impulsive behaviors like throwing toys. Let me tell you about a little kiddo that I'm working with right now. He loves throwing toys across the room. It's his favorite thing to do. But his mom, she is not a fan of throwing toys. She worries it's getting in the way of him learning real fine motor skills, things like poking, pushing buttons, or stacking blocks. He shows no interest in any of these things. He just wants to get to the part where you knock him down. So I started using a lot of hand over hand guidance to help him explore toys that require more precision, like finger holds and cause and effect buttons. But here's where it gets fun. I make him wait before throwing. Now, every time he grabs a toy, he brings his hand back and then he stops. He turns to look at me like, is it time yet? We turned his impulse into a game. And what he's learning now isn't just hand skills, he's learning self control, timing, and how to use his body with purpose. That's real development. That's progress disguised as play. So let's talk about what's happening in your baby's brain and hands during this 6 to 9 month phase. They're beginning to refine hand eye coordination, building motor planning, thinking before doing, improve grip strength and finger isolation. They're integrating bilateral hand use, both hands working together. This is the first window where intentional hand function begins to emerge. I love seeing babies bang toys together, and I encourage them to do this because it is building the connections between the right side of their brain and the left side of the brain in a more purposeful manner. It is improving body awareness and bilateral coordination. Number two, you will start seeing poking with your index finger. Babies begin isolating their pointer finger to poke, to push, or to tap. This is great for exploring textures, small buttons, or light up toys. Number three, you will start seeing raking grasp, where the fingers sweep towards the palm to pick up small objects. The palm transitions towards more of a precise grip. When I say palmar grasp, I'm referring to just baby grabbing things with your entire hand, your palm, rather than isolating this, which is called a pincer grasp, where they use their index finger and their thumb to pick up small objects and small toys, like Cheerios for self-feeding. Number four, you're going to see a lot more reaching with purpose. Baby reaches towards the desired object with both hands, sometimes switching in midair. You may notice more deliberate aiming, where baby is going after something and aiming for that specific thing. This is the prelude to self-feeding. This is how your baby improves these skills. Let's talk about how to help your baby improve these skills. Hand over hand activity. You can help your baby to do things. You can take your hand, use it to guide your baby's hand to pick up toys, play with things in a certain way. Quick tip would be to narrate the motion. Push this button. Now let's go. Object transfer play. Offer toys that are easy to hold and pass from one hand to the other. This is a fantastic way to work on object transfer play. Try soft rings, wooden blocks, lightweight rattles. Here's a game idea. Pass a toy back and forth like a slow motion handle. Allow your baby to do some self feeding exploration. Place small, soft foods like banana slices or puffs on the tray and let baby make a mess. And watch as some of those pieces end up in baby's mouth, especially if you do it when baby is hungry. Let them use the raking grass to pick them up and start putting it in their mouth. I know it's messy. It's okay if it's messy. This is coordination in action. Number four, poking and pressing toys. Use toys with holes, switches, or pop up pieces so that you can encourage the index fingers to start isolating and start actually poking at things with a purpose. Here's a challenge: use Play Doh and let them poke holes into it. Number five, a toy toss with a twist. Let your baby throw a toy after completing a task. Add a fun wait for the signal routine like I shared in the story earlier. What they're learning here is will be impulse control, sequence, and movement timing. Surprising things that parents might notice. Baby suddenly prefers one hand. It's normal for hand preference during this window. They bang toys together constantly. That's bilateral coordination and auditory feedback rolled up into one. Everything still goes in the mouth. Oral exploration remains their key point of control through 9 months. Here are a couple of parent empowerment tips. Offer a variety of toys: hard, soft, texture, noisy, and avoid overcorrecting if baby uses the wrong hand or both hands. Both hands need to practice. Let them practice with both hands. Let your baby lead the play. Your job is to guide and enrich, not control and dictate. Celebrate the small wins: holding longer, passing more smoothly, poking with intention. These are all fantastic little milestones that you can celebrate with your baby. If this episode gave you new ideas for supporting your baby's fine motor development, hit the like button, subscribe, and drop a comment below. I would love to hear from you. What's your baby's favorite hand game right now? In our next episode, we're going to explore gross motor skills from 6 to 9 months, including sitting independently, pivoting, crawling, exciting little push ups,